Hello again. In our previous videos, we've explored who property agents are, their agenda, and the tricks they commonly use. Today, we're getting super practical with specific phrases you can use to take control of conversations with agents and completely change the power dynamic in your favor. The right words at the right time can transform your property buying experience. Let's dive into some phrases that will make agents realize you're not an average buyer who can be easily influenced. When inspecting a property, most buyers make the mistake of showing too much enthusiasm. Instead, try this phrase. It's a nice property, but it has some things to fix. This immediately establishes that you're evaluating critically, not emotionally. It also opens the door for a lower offer later without surprising the agent. The beauty of this phrase is in its balance. You're acknowledging positive aspects while clearly communicating you've noticed flaws. Agents are trained to overcome objections, but they can't dismiss concerns you haven't specifically mentioned. When an agent asks if you're interested in making an offer, most buyers simply say yes or no. This gives away your position immediately. Instead, try, yes, we do want to make an offer, but we're looking at other properties as well. The question is, what would be the lowest offer you would accept without too many waiting times? This accomplishes several things at once. It confirms interest while establishing you have options, and it flips the script by asking them to name a price rather than revealing yours. The mention of waiting times suggests you value efficiency, creating subtle time pressure on them rather than you. Here's a power move for when agents ask about your price range. Instead of revealing your budget, say, how much do I want to offer? Ideally, $1, but I assume you won't accept such an offer. The question is, how much are you looking to get? This uses humor to deflect while putting the ball firmly in their court. This phrase works because it acknowledges the negotiation reality with a touch of lightheartedness that's hard to counter. It also forces the agent to give you information before you reciprocate, a key advantage in any negotiation. When making an offer, most buyers simply wait anxiously for a response. Change the dynamic with, our offer is valid until tomorrow. We may reduce it if the vendor doesn't accept, but they're welcome to call us back to see if we'd reinstate it. This creates a deadline that works in your favor, not theirs. It also introduces a consequence for delay, exactly the opposite of how agents typically structure negotiations. The power shifts dramatically when the offer might decrease rather than increase with time. When agents tell you the market is hot or prices are rising, counter with specific data. I have data from the Home U app showing that in this part of Sydney, prices are actually stagnant. Or similarly, I have the data about other sales in the area, and houses are currently selling at the lower part of the price range. These phrases demonstrate you're not relying on the agent for market information. By citing specific sources, you establish yourself as an informed buyer who can't be swayed by generic market hype. This often leads to more honest conversations about realistic pricing. When viewing multiple properties with the same agent, they'll try to gauge which one you prefer. Keep your cards close with, they each have different advantages. We'll need to consider how they align with our long-term plans. This prevents the agent from using your preference for one property to reduce your negotiating power on another. If an agent tells you there are other interested parties, try. That's good to know. We'll factor that into our decision, but we're committed to staying within our valuation, regardless of what others might offer. This acknowledges their information without allowing it to pressure you into paying more than your determined value. When agents use emotional language about a property, respond with analytical framing. I understand it has character, but we're evaluating properties based on location, structural condition, and future capital growth. This signals you're making a financial decision, not an emotional one. If you're asked about your timeline, avoid revealing urgency with, we're aligned with the market, ready to move quickly for the right property at the right price, but comfortable waiting if needed. This neutralizes any time pressure the agent might try to leverage. Finally, when negotiations reach a critical point, remember this phrase. This is our best offer based on our assessment of the property's current value and required improvements. We're comfortable with your client accepting it or declining it. This projects confidence and removes the fear of missing out that agents often exploit. The common thread through